If you feel like you're stumbling around in the dark, trying to understand the point of your life and what you're supposed to be doing, just know this also happened to Nico Angelo. At a point in life where it was literally do or die, he went from a complete novice to a top name in British professional wrestling. Imagine yourself doing this after starting years and years behind everyone else. And you're trying to wrestle while hearing voices and seeing hallucinations caused by schizophrenia. So with the deck stacked against you, could you do it? Nico Angelo first trained at Dragon Pro Wrestling, which is now New Wave Wrestling, before making his debut. When Nico first came up against the big players in the game, he lost and lost and lost again. Against one of his former trainers and one of the best in British wrestling, Wild Boar, he got absolutely ran through and left counting sheep in the middle of the ring. Kyle Fletcher, the Aussie Arrow, lawn darted Nico headfirst into a wall and a turnbuckle. Nico also fell victim to Cara Noir's brutal grappling skills. Still covered in bruises from a match 24 hours earlier, he got stretched out and then choked out. The former Navy man still won over hearts and minds with every loss. Even though he was outmaneuvered and outgunned, Nico Angelo stayed true to his hard-hitting, high-flying style and never gave up. He went on to win the Attack Pro Wrestling 24/7 Championship in December 2019, then defended the title 3 times in 3 days. One of the standout matches was against another former teacher, the generational legend and former WWE signee, Mark Andrews. Andrews put on a technical mat wrestling exhibition, at one point turning Nico into a human surfboard. Nico survived being dropped backwards onto his head and eventually won with a somersault invention from the top rope. This was all great momentum for the Attack 24/7 champion Nico Angelo, leading up to the global pause of 2020, until the belt was retired in 2021. So what do you do when you train with 2 gifted high flyers and you feel like you were in sync from day one? You tag with them. Nico's alliance with Lycos Gym meant joining a team with over 20 years of experience combined. Tag teaming with Kid Lycos 2, who's part wolf, part aerial assault weapon, was a perfect match to Nico's devastating strikes. It was all smiles and shooting star presses until April 2023, when Nico suffered a heinous betrayal at the hands of 2 wolves and 1 wild boar. The championship belt Nico was fighting for was used as the decisive weapon in a deceitful victory for Wild Boar. The reason given for this treachery was that Nico Angelo wasn't veteran enough to be hanging out with Lycos Gym. In truth, the man with the black heart of gold put his trust in all the wrong people to give him a leg up over and above their own success. Lesson learned. And 1 month later, in a 6-man tag, it was betrayal avenged. Even though Nico was launched off the stage during this match through a table, he dragged himself all the way out to the ring from backstage with busted ribs and everything, to leap to the top rope and smash Kid Lycos head first into the canvas. Nico Angelo defended the TNT Ultra X Championship for over 365 days, putting challengers from all over the UK in their place. He relinquished the title, but whoever's holding it is going to have the fight of their lives when Nico comes back for it. In September 2023, Nico won the All Wales Championship from internationally renowned superstar Danny Luna. This former NXT UK wrestler had wins at Impact Wrestling and Rev Pro while holding the All Wales title. So now, the man with the black heart of gold has a new black and gold championship belt to defend, as the pride of Welsh pro wrestling. Nico Angelo went from gazing into the void to becoming the unignorable attraction in British professional wrestling. He's never tried to suppress who he is, and has never let schizophrenia or his late start stop him from giving 100% to wrestling. Nico Angelo has future global superstar written all over him, and he's someone that you absolutely need to be paying attention to, so you can say you watched him just before he blew up worldwide